Jesus, my hair is getting out of control. Hello, welcome back. Bit of a blast from the past as I go back to 2022 when I was using a resin printer. I printed this Iron Man glove from Thingiverse. Completely in resin. I was quite happy with it at the time, you know. Looks alright. That's coming off a bit, but it's 5 years old, so I think it's time for a bit of upcycling. So the plan of action is to repaint this to a more modern standard, ideally to match that guy over there. Let me bring him closer. Oh, it's looking dusty. Yeah, so ideally to match this, which is painted to be all battle damaged, trying to replicate the end scene from the first Avengers movie. Again, I'm gonna have to Velcro it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Velcro it. But yeah, the plan is repaint this, get it looking nice. That'll be a lovely video. You can like and subscribe, help the channel grow. Enjoy.
So before we start, I want to reprime it. And since it's still cold outside, I'm going to paint it on using the matte black, but not the matte black I went to school with. Airbrush paint. Takes a couple of layers, especially because I accidentally watered it down. But if I keep building up on it, it's going to look just as good as if I sprayed it. Like this. Shusha. I'm pretty happy with that. I could have done a bit more to do the insides, but they're not going to be visible, so I jumped straight in with the World Eater's Red. No, World Bearer's Red. And gave that two nice thick coats. Not too thick so it's all streaky, but thick enough that it hides a few little blemishes. Because this was printed many years ago, so it's had a few bumps and scratches, and I've dropped the fingertip many times. From there, I crack out the Mephiston Red, which is a slightly brighter shade. And the plan is to dab that on with a sponge to give it a slight gradient from the darker red into the lighter. And put that on some of the raised areas to give it a little bit of complexity and character compared to how flat and lifeless it seemed when I made it all those years ago. It was a very washed out red as well, which I wasn't happy with. So this is much more vibrant. I'm pretty happy with that already, but I want to add a little bit of battle damage to it to give it some character. So I crack out the Abaddon Black, and using a thin, tiny brush, I start making little scratches and dings and general wear and tear. Nothing too excessive, but I think it adds a little bit to it. I'm making sure I do the same on the back of the hand as well, which will be perfect for slapping. Then using the lead belcher, I then go over that with the silver, so it looks like the metal underneath is exposed. In theory, you should be doing this the opposite way around, and I know people put down masking tape or liquid masking tape and then pull it back up to make it even more realistic, but I'm actually an idiot, so I did it my way. And I cracked out the clear coat, just to give it a little bit of shine. And with that, I do believe I'm ready to call it done. So let's try it on. It all slots together pretty easy. I've got some Velcro for the back panel, and then the fingers just slide on. What I should do is put some Velcro in each fingertip, and it'll hold it all in place, because it keeps falling off. And sometimes it falls off.
Clear coat down on that. A little bit of battle damage and a much more vibrant red. Ideally, I need to switch out that middle bit because it is just a solid piece of resin painted blue. I've added some white recently to make it a bit more realistic, but it really needs an LED. But I'll get around to that in due course. I'm really happy with that. It's a nice little upscale from what it was, so it won't look out of place on the shelf with the Iron Man helmet I already own. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to help the little channel of mine grow, and I'll see you on the next one.